I want to say it's 112-day corn. Woo. But we're going to walk up in here about, I don't know, 100 feet or so. Yep. Untasseled corn. We're still in the end rows. I mean, that corn's like, I don't know, 8.5 feet tall. I mean, the top of my hand's about 8 feet. So, I am 5'10", and these ears about my, not quite my shoulder. Well, that's not all that bad. That's some sort of vine. Oh, we're getting taller. These are about 9. Oops, sorry about the sun. These are about 9 footers. And it's not too bad. Got a tape measure though, so I kind of messed myself up on that area. Oh, I found. Oh no, we're still in the end row. Even through the corn. I think this is a split between rows. Yeah. Alright, we got a ways. I'll get, I'll call you. Yeah, I'll call you. I'll pick the camera back up when I get farther down. So I made it to the field about where I wanted to be. That is 8 feet to the top of my hand. These are 10 footers. So, what we're gonna do, call this the 17, the start of the 17-foot mark. And my boots are 10 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So right here, the end mark for the 17 feet 6 inches. So we're gonna count how many real quick. So each stalk between that mark and the mark down there that I showed you, multiply that. So I'll count that first and then tell you guys real quick. Alrighty, so we had 28 plants in this little section. Well, on 30-inch rows, a 17 feet 6 inches is 1/1000th of an acre. So we can multiply that 28 times 1,000. It gives us 28,000, which would be our plants per acre for this part. And based off the other corn I've walked through, it's kind of about the same thickness. But on these ears are actually to my shoulder. And that's a little low, but it's also a smaller plant. You can see that at the base. It's a lot less root. There's probably twice as many roots around this than there is around this one. So it's just a weaker plant. But I also have to go check on the spacing later to figure that out. But we also had a second corn try to pollinate right here on this one. So there's the main ear. Here's here. Line's right there. So that's in the line. So we're gonna grab, I'm gonna ask Siri a random number generator. I'm gonna take three of them or 2 of them from this one, and then we'll go back and we'll go find another random row after we take the corn back, number it, and then shell it back at the home place, and then talk to you about crop scouting. So random number generator, rip it off. I mean, some of these have 2 years. This one's got starting 2, so there's the silk on that one that was dead, and then there's a silk on this one too, right up here. So random number generator, get back to you, pick them, walk back to the side by side, and then go back and pick another random row. Alrighty, so Siri picked number 1, which is this ear right here. So pop him off, and he's on a pretty tall stalk. And then she also picked 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, it's also a pretty decent stock. It's this one right here. It's not a bad ear. It's not the biggest, but it works. So now we're gonna walk back and label these with my marker, and then we're gonna go pick another random spot as well. So I actually want to show you guys something that I found, and it seems like I've seen it on a lot of guys' crop. That is an ear on top. And that this tassel was there after the ear was. So when this happens, it happened right here too. And this one, and this one. So when these stages happen, is what I've learned is the tassel either got burnt off from like, I guess here in Nebraska, it got burnt off because we had no rain. So I think where I farm in Nebraska, we are 12 inches less in precipitation this year, on top of the dry winter we had with very little snow. So either the tassel got burned off, or it didn't have a tassel because it didn't have enough water and it didn't get enough nutrients to produce a tassel. It's like next to it, these are very, very little plants. So here's the one that has a tassel. And that's all the tassel is. It's not very big. It's not the ones there. And then this one is even smaller, and it has a corn for tassel. So that is not a good thing. If we can limit stuff like that, it would be a lot better. And yes, around it, the ground's kind of cracked and stuff. Meaning it's on the drier side, but I didn't check this morning and came out here this morning when the dew was on. But overall, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, this was disced up. This part of the field is disced up. So that also doesn't help, as it'll release more and more moisture. But here it is, and again, right there, as you can see, there's tassels underneath of it right here. But the corn's above it, and it won't pollinate like that. And here's another couple. There's another one right there that I just knocked over accidentally. So I'm gonna set these two in here, mark it as spot 1, and we're gonna walk back and go get two more samples. We're gonna go east down into the bottom, then we're gonna go west up towards the top. So I'm gonna walk up actually through my soybean field. I'm gonna walk only a couple rows into my corn. And they disced up part of my field, so now it's not straight. Well, that kind of sucks. Oh well. I mean, these soybeans are about waist high, and this is an end row. Like, that's the road right there. And this was not. Last year it looked like that. Like this used to be really, really wet right here. So like the end of our field was like not in a good place. I mean, now it's armpit high, and it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look like we have a whole lot of damage from beetles or anything. Whoa. Doesn't look like we have any damage from insects or any of that. I mean, we killed all that too. Like you can see right in here, this area in the field, that's brown because that used to be cattails like the rest of this, because it was a protected area. But I'm gonna just keep walking here. I mean, all this is not quite armpit high to me, but it's not bad soybeans. I mean, there's definitely quite a few pods on them. I mean, here's the top one with 4 3 bean pods. And I don't know a ton about soybeans. I know they're a lot easier to grow than corn. When it comes to condition wise, but I'm gonna double check my GPS real quick and see how far I went up the hill, and then we will go ahead and see if I'm close and walk in 10-15 rows or so. All right, so I found another row, and I just want to look at this one. It kind of stood out. Not all the trench got closed all the way up and down the row. So out of curiosity, a couple other rows are like this, so we're just going to pick this one, create our mark right here, and do the 17, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17's down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Big gap. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Interesting because the row looks a lot worse than the other row we showed you before, but it's got actually one more plant. So meaning it's 29,000 instead of 28. I'll have to go check on my planter. I want to say I planted at 30,500 plants per acre. So 28, 29,000 is a pretty good mark for that, because you're never going to get 30,500 plants an acre every single time. It just doesn't work like that. But we're going to have Siri random number generate and pick 2 plants from there. Siri gave us 13 and 17, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is right here. 14, 15, 16 would be that stalk. 17 right here. So got our got our 2 samples. We're gonna walk back to the bean field, walk back to the side by side, label them, and go do one more sample. All right, folks, I lied. I'm not doing another one. It's hot and it's humid. There's not a whole lot of wind right now, and I probably should have wore long sleeves. So we're gonna head back and count the 2 I've got. The 4 years I got, the 2 samples I have, and then we'll do the math from there and figure out how well we did and what we think we can improve on, I hope. So, get back to it at the home place. Back at the home place, and got the all goody out. What we're gonna use for this, I'm gonna set this up here. So I'm just gonna do a yield generator. We're gonna do the middle ones first. So these 2. I'll do number 1. I just go to the Pioneer website for it. That's what we planted Pioneer. So this is number 1 of the first row. So first row we picked the very first one, and there was 28 harvestable. Well, it says average at least 3 years. So, but we're gonna do 2, since I forgot to pick 3. I only see a couple corn kernels that aren't full. So here's one that like lacked water. You see all these dimples. This one didn't as much. It looks more like sweet corn to people. Only thing I'm not liking is this. The cob is not filled out like this one is. Like, yes, there's still some missing, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. It could go higher, and the same width around. So now I have to count how many are around, and I just use a Sharpie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Fun fact, every time you go around, it's always going to be in an even number. I don't know why, but all I can think of is male, female, so there's 2 of them, but I don't think that's right. So 20 around, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So it's a 20 by 40 on that one, which comes out to 800 kernels, give or take a couple, which isn't terrible. Now what's saving it is the fact that there's more moisture in that ear than the other 2. So the other ones I showed you with the dimple issue was ones that were here on the home place, not necessarily in the bottom like these, but they weren't on a hill, kind of right between, which are more like the second sample of ears I went down to the other property. So we'll see what these look like. And they don't look terrible. Oh, I should write middle one. That worked well. This one's got a little bit of white mold on it. So get all this off. So right there on those kernels, that's white mold, and that's no bueno. But again, this one, it's got a couple more that are more dimpled. But again, it's also very not dimpled. Oh, there's a wasp on you. Buddy boy, don't you dare. But again, it's also got this top part that's got an issue. But it almost looks like it's growing, or trying to grow. There's a green part. But we'll count this one real quick. Yes, I know I have 10% on my MacBook. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. So that one is 43. And then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 by 43. So 36 divided by 2. Divided by 2, 15, 18. And then 43 and 40 is 83, so 41.5. Estimate corn yield, and this is what it'll show. So based off the 2 years I just got, so I plugged in 28 18 and 41.5. An excellent is 261. An average is 232. And then a poor is 209, is what Pioneer says. So, more than I thought. And that would be the first 2 rows, but we're going to get docked for that white mold. So, that's also one thing we have to worry about. So this was middle 20. I'm going to turn this thing on. And then I will get back to you when I do the next, or get finished with the next one. So, I forgot to record that, but essentially it came out to be a lot less than what it was, or than the previous sample was. I want to say it was like 240, 250, 260, kind of right in that range of the excellent part. That one year that was real short and didn't have a lot of kernel on it, really jacked the predictor. But we can't really know until, again, we combine it here in the fall. And with that being said, we came up with some ideas what to do, and I think we're going to talk about maybe doing a closing wheel comparison and putting Yetter poly twisters on half the plant on 6 rows and compare it to the standard John Deere closing wheels. Maybe do some more things with the plant population that we put in. This was planted at 30,800, so we might go up to 31,200. Could be more, could be less, just depends on what we want to do and then what we see for snowfall this next year. With the conditions being very, very dry and not being normal, this is still not a terrible year. I hope it's always better than the year prior if it doesn't work like that. But I know we did a lot more singulation than we did last year, because in the videos covering last year I talked about that a lot. I said we were doing a lot of double rows and that really hurt. But like I said, can't know till you combine it and get the tickets back. So with that being said, I'll leave you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video, and peace.